Brushes, just an old selection there. This probably 1 inch long flat as acrylics. Oils, I've just found some the usual ones plus a couple of greens. Cadmium yellow pale, yellow ochre, cadmium red, ultramarine, emerald and viridian. So we'll see what we can do with that. Landscape. Now the thing is about demonstrating, I'm on a lot of sites, as you know, the Facebook sites, British Impressionists, Disciples of Ron Ransom, my own page, and there's a time constraint on what I do. I've got to finish it in 1 or maximum two or three sessions. Anything longer than that, we all get bored, and I don't carry them on the next day. And some of you who are not demonstrating or filming can spend days on your work. Mine are all spontaneous offerings for those that like it. Now, I still learn from other artists. There are plenty. I mean, I don't know a lot. I just do what I do. My influences have been Roland Hilder, Edward Seago, Edward Wesson, Arthur Madison, Jackie Gardner, and 1 or 2 others. But you have your own preferences. But if you think that I don't look at other videos, well, I do. I enjoy Frank Clark. I pick up the odd tip from him. If he watched my videos, which I very much doubt, he would pick up a few tips from me. But it's all about sharing. But I don't really want to be judged as on my work just because I do it quickly as a demonstration. All my work is a demonstration now, for Patreon mostly and YouTube. So having said that, I'll just make a few marks on paper. I've got some alkyd walnut oil. I want to get this done as quickly as possible, so I'm going to put in a sky. But what I put in will be changed. So plenty of oil. So we'll have a bit of white, a bit of ultramarine. I just go. I've primed a bit of watercolour paper. It's got a demonstration of figure painting and trees, so I can afford. It's not going to go to posterity. So a little bit of oil can go along with that. The artists that do impress me are artists like Andre Pallet on British Impressionists. He makes you look as if he's only used a few strokes, and that it's easy. It isn't easy, of course. No painting is easy. Unless the proverbial chimpanzee does it. So there we are. That's a bit of a rough man. Let's have some hills. So let's now hills, cool hills. Let's see what we can do with this emerald and a touch of blue. That's a bit of viridian to make it a bit darker. The blue. A bit of now look at that. It's too bright, isn't it? That's a bit of red to that. Kill it. Things will happen to this. I'm drinking my bottle. I'm still fuming. I don't know how many men out there whose words call them Victor Meldrew. Now, for those that don't know, Victor Meldrew was a BBC TV character, comedy, played by Richard Wilson, and he moaned about everything, and I moaned about everything. I went up to Lidl's this morning, Lidl, my local one. It's not a big one, but over the years it's been very successful, but there are no self-checkouts. So if you had a couple of articles like a litre of milk or some sausage or whatever, you'd have to queue behind people doing the shopping for the whole week, which was very, very frustrating. You just want to go in and out. So yeah, we stopped using it for that. But a couple of years ago, they actually did get a couple of aisles with self-checkout, and it was monitored, of course, because we all get it wrong, don't we? Are we a bit overexposed there? Don't think so. It's quite a bright day at the moment. Let's just take the brightness down on that. And I've got my items to go in the rucksack to follow a couple of ladies with baskets full up going through the self-checkout, and I took a dim view of this, and the young lady sort of helping us all out when we get it wrong, I pointed it out. I said, you know, baskets or trolleys? Clearly marked for baskets. She didn't do anything, so I phoned them up, moaned. Struck a blow for us frustrated old men who were sent up to the Lidl to get a few items. You've got a queue behind people with overflowing trolleys. And they can all moan about me. But I struck a blow for democracy, and it was at Sainsbury's before. Sainsbury's was too small, really. I went through the aisle marked 10 items or less to follow a woman with 20 items. And I thought, this isn't right. So I complained about that. I walked out, left my shopping there and walked out. 6 months later, I've got a tail between my legs. I went back and the checkout, they said, oh, you walked out 6 months ago. So it came back to haunt me. I'll bite me in the posterior. Anyway, I want to get some trees in there, but I don't. I'm going to use a smaller brush. I'm going to use blue, red, make it dark that way, and viridian. Bit of oil. Now look at how dark that is. Add a bit of yellow to it to make it a bit greeny. I mean, that really is something like that. Okay, let's have a bit of blue, a bit of white, and just put that in a bit darker. Bit of distance. And we can add some bits of light catching distant hills. I'm following a contour there, but don't really want to do that. So we'll change that. More orange, I think. Better. I can't really get. Oh, that's a crude. Yeah, that's probably a bit better, isn't it? I've got my box easel here balanced on a table, and the front two legs extended, so it all seems to be level, and it's good. There's a bit more scope. Well, I'll just have to move my chair over a bit. Right, now a bit of ochre, a bit of yellow, a bit of white. Bleak. I was thinking of doing a white cottage, but my brush overtook me. Now let's get a bit of that bluey. Always clean up as I go. Just get the idea. It's like that dusk painting I did about 5 years ago, using just 2 colours and a load of linseed oil. Very messy, but I'll go back to the sky. And it was a case of, it was based on, it's an old technique, but it was demonstrated by Dennis Sheehan. And I love what he did. It really fired me. And that was on. I used a piece of a lump of hardboard, 24 by 20 inches, quite large. And I just set to, and what you do, you just mix your colours and just bung it on the support, loads of oil, get a bit of tissue, mop it, move it around a bit, and then just keep going until eventually you'll get an idea. It's very abstract, and the idea is that you follow the idea that develops. That's what I'm doing here, really, but in a very sort of amateurish sort of way. But we've got something going there, sort of Dartmoor. Let's get this sky done. The oil is, I've not mixed it with any walnut oil. It's got enough in it. I want it to dry as I go. A bit darker. Just a red, blue and a bit of white. Feel darks. You can blend it a bit when it does go a bit tacky. So go from one area to the other when you paint like this. But I like the idea of fast painting. Well, Steve Cronin is very good at the old fast watercolours. No, he's not alright with it. This white's been on since Saturday, I think. I just scraped off the greaseproof paper which is on my palette. Nice and bright. Don't like that. These are Winton oils. I do like Winsor and Newton. Well, you use what you want. You use what colours you want. We only suggest things, but don't think that by adding different colours it's going to get you out of a hole. It isn't. You've got to use a few colours and learn the mixes it makes, or they make. My job will bother. I've got a 500ml plastic bottle of pure terps coming Monday. I want to use it as a thinner. I have to be careful what I use because of the COPD, but it's organic. I don't want to use any petroleum-based products, other than maybe I want to try again alkyd linseed oil or fast drying linseed oil. It's a good thing. Okay, I'll go back and do some more on here now. Look at that lovely dark. A bit of yellow, a bit of oil, quite a bit of green. So it just shakes. Just going down the hill, and we'll just block it there. In other words, just put something in there. Bit of a warmer green coming down here. Warm dark. Viridian mixes very well with alizarin crimson and white for greys and cool passages. Oh, that's a good dark in there now. I don't know if I use the emerald, but probably will. We've got some nice light colour. Right, let's just. It's a nice light colour in that foreground of white, yellow. Right, there's some background now. Haven't finished the sky. Oh, actually, is it? A bit of white. It can glow with a bit of white. Right, I'm going to put some detail, but going to be careful this one. Need a little brush. I got hold of a couple of free jars that I can use for some of my brushes. I've got hundreds of them. So I've got my watercolour brushes in one. Okay, so use this little brush to put cottages in and things. What I want is this sort of lonely sort of cottage. So I can do this. Bit of orange. Cloth. Not like that. I've used the wrong colour there. Okay, let's take it out. Sort of farm buildings. Right, go back to that colour. Right, get a light colour back on there. Amazing what you can do when you make it up, isn't it? Right, I want more distant blue under that emerald distance. So we'll get this one. Sort of a dull blue. Right, no, just a touch of light in there. Whatever way I go, I can't get away from landscape really. A bit of a grey colour down there. Corner. That seems to have dried out a bit there. Well, that wasn't intentional. That's how much gone wrong, isn't it? I might put some yellows on that. I just want to just clean that up a little bit. Bit of a shadow in there. Coming into the light. That's got a bit dull, isn't it? We'll soon change that. Let's move that up out of the way. The problem is when I use these again for watercolour, So I can paint all my acrylics, the oils, the watercolour, all with my box easel with this setup, and I can show you the mixing of the oils and acrylics anyway, not the watercolours. I like to hold it flat. But anyway, if I use that one, yeah, I get a nice cloud now. Coming up over the horizon. Alright, we want some of that nice blue sky there. It's a massive cloud, isn't it? Right, let's get a little bit of shadow in here. Just a bit of palette mauve. Nice little bit of a blend. Just subtly blend it. It's the way the painting's going. I've no great ideas. Not going to bend those. So a little bit of perspective into the clouds. Not a lot of paint on there. Clean that. I'll touch the bottom there. It's all farmy buildings. This probably won't show it. Just a few bits and pieces. haven't got a clue what I'm doing. Except that I do like making it up as I go. But I didn't have anything in my head, which is quite normal. Alright, just want to clean that up there. Okay. Let's see if I can change the colour intensity on this. To make a difference. Take the brightness down. No, that's fairly accurate. They're not going to show it because it's not white underneath. I'll put some detail on the trees, I think. Send that back a bit even further. I'm not going to do much more to this. Just catching the light on the tops here. No autumn leaves here. Just a heavy, well, it could be early morning, couldn't it? Silhouetted against the brilliance of the morning sky. Texturing. So I don't know what this is an exercise in other than improvising as you go along, making up a landscape in oil. It's good fun. Put a lot of paint out. No, I think I'm going to let that go. I might need some more trees over here. Let's use a smaller brush and just put some detail along this ridge here. Just a sort of a bluey colour. They need to be a bit bigger than the ones in the here. Just try and make it as attractive as possible. Not a lot of detail in that. So that's just a little bit harder there. Here's an old paint can. Right. Nice bit of yellow on there. Let's just bung it on there. Well, we've got a picture, haven't we? I'm going to let that go. I don't want to do any more to it. It'd be botheral. I'll put it in a mount. Don't like that straight line there. So we change that. Oops. Okay. Just put just a tiny touch of detail in there, but I can see it, but you probably won't be able to. Right. Clean the clips. They don't usually use these ones for watercolour so much as holding the picture in the frame. So I work always making up a landscape in oil, improvising a landscape in oil. As you can see, I had no preconceived ideas, just went at it. I'm not advocating it as an ideal method, it's just what I like to do, and it means I can do a demonstration in a reasonable amount of time. Right, now this is where we be a bit careful. And I'll see if that is okay. Take the exposure down a notch. Yeah, that's about right. That's quite good actually. The mountains are very pale ivory white. Right, I'm going to bring it around and stick it around there. It's sort of like breaking Little's tripod. Right, let's go down. Yeah, I think that's about as good as I'm going to get. It is very pale. I've done quite a bit of, but I put this sort of village up here. It's going to do just a bit there. a bit shaky in my old hands now. Okay, don't mind. I won't even sign it. But it's a demonstration. You see what I mean about if you spend time on things, you can get them to a much higher degree of finish. But that would be the sort of gallery painting. But I'm painting for YouTube, and things have to be done, as I said earlier, in a reasonable amount of time. I hope you enjoyed that demonstration. Thanks for watching, folks. Bye bye.